This rider was flagged down for a very simple violation of driving in slippers, and unfortunately he can't show a driver's license. That's why they're calling over the tow crew to take this. The crazy thing is he had shoes in his box. If he just wore those earlier, he never would have been flagged down and they never would have impounded his bike. This street has an alternating one-side parking ordinance. Right now, those vehicles parked on the other side, they're allowed, but the vehicles parked this side, they're not allowed. You'll see signs like this, reserved parking for a specific household. Quezon City actually has a specific ordinance prohibiting you from reserving a parking space on the road, sidewalk, any other public place. Since no drivers have come out, the tow trucks are starting to get into position. They walk around making their own video to document any damage on the vehicle. So if there's a complaint later, they can show the exact condition before they picked it up. One of the residents next to this vehicle did come out, but she said it's not their vehicle and it's been sitting here for a long time. This might be another unused car that's just blocking up the road. Someone came out for this vehicle, but they're not the driver. They need a driver with a license that can move the vehicle. They said they'll take the vehicle inside. If only they took it inside before the enforcers got here. That way it wouldn't be illegally parked. Anyway, you'll see another one over here. That's also just about to go up on the tow truck. I think someone needs to come in and fix this sewer cover. Look, it's blocked up. Anyway, the gentleman's arguing that it's a new sign. One of his vehicles is parked on the sidewalk, one is parked on the road. He showed a ticket from Quezon City LGU on the 24th of April, I believe, and now he's been apprehended by MMDA. And a little further along, you'll see the towing crew about to take this motorcycle off the sidewalk. People will comment it's anti-poor to ticket and tow. What about pedestrians and commuters? What are you meant to do, right? Are you meant to try and squeeze between these vehicles? To try and get around this vehicle that's parked on the sidewalk? My goodness, what are you meant to do really? In fact, there was a guy that messaged me just a few days ago saying, I think he said his dad or his cousin or someone got hit by a Jeep because he was walking in the road due to illegally parked vehicles on the sidewalk. In fact, here goes one of the tow trucks now. Oh, that's the one we saw earlier. Looks like it's not being used. I could be wrong, but that's what it looks like. Oh, here goes another one. These are all going to Tomana. This is the other end of the street. You'll see again there's a sign there, and then on the other side it says that. And the team did coordinate with the barangay before going here. I believe they showed that their ordinance one-side parking has been approved by the city council. The towing crew hooking up to this one now for obstructing the sidewalk. It almost looks like, well, that style of parking. Actually, they have two vehicles parked on the sidewalk. My goodness. They could park them in the road. There's a one-side parking ordinance. You just can't put it on the sidewalk. See this vehicle here? No problem. Absolutely fine. One-side parking ordinance, you can park there. But this vehicle, it's going to be ticketed and maybe towed away because sidewalk. I don't know who painted those blue lines. Maybe the resident because the paint does match the gate. But the sidewalk is not an extension of your private property. Again, I just want to highlight how many signs there really are all along the street. I cannot fault the barangay, MMDA, Quezon City. They put a lot of signs here. Maybe before they had a different one-side parking dates. But right now those signs are very clear. And in fact, you'll see the enforcer also looking at this one, parked on the sidewalk. Since there's no plate number, he will have to use the engine number and then work out the details later at the impound lot. See that red one? It's already lifted by the tow truck. They could have just parked it in the road without obstructing the sidewalk. It would have been fine. A nice little Mini Cooper here, but it's probably going on the tow truck because no one's come out to move it. They'll move this one out of the way first, obviously on the back of the tow truck, and then they'll be able to bring in a tow truck for the Mini Cooper. This Volvo is about to be pulled onto the tow truck now. According to someone nearby, 4 of these vehicles are owned by the same buy and sell person. Now obviously I cannot verify what he said, but based on what happened yesterday in this same general area, I find it could be believable. And that's the downside of one-side parking ordinances. People will fill the street with vehicles that aren't being used, they need to be repaired or they're going to be sold. And then residents don't even get to make use of that one-side parking ordinance. Take a look inside the vehicle. And the towing crew will also take that bike that you saw earlier. Can he lift that? Oh my goodness, I need to start working out. I am not as strong as these guys. Here's another vehicle that I'm guessing hasn't moved for a long time. No plates, and it's up on a jack.